Oh, yeah. It took a second there for it to go live. That was what? That's right. Today is, what is it, November 22nd, 2025? It is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means, as always, every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we are live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But you may be saying to yourself, Thomas, what's going on today? And I will tell you right off the bat, we are doing another live writing sprint and productivity hour, as we always do once a month. I honestly didn't realize this was going to happen today. So but I'm happy it did. I'm happy it did. What do we got here? Hi, everybody. What's up, SB? I was going to say I'm just sitting in the background today because I need to transfer into my CPU. But since we're sprinting, I'm all in. Excellent. Hi, flowers. What's up? Oh, sprint editing with soup. You had me at soup. You won me over with sprint editing. Hey. How's it going? Hey. Forgot the secret password. What's up, Emma? Now, today, for anyone who doesn't know, we just do a sprint. That's really it. Speaking of, I have to get the timer, which we always get Nicole Pierman's timer because we love Nicole. And it's how I show support for her channel. I can make my own timer, but I don't. Because why? Why would I do that when I could just get her timer? Let's see. Pierman. All right. Do. I'm a little running around, so give me a second. Where's this stuff? Hey, channel. Anyway, how's everyone doing today? What are you gonna be working on? We got a computer thing. We got some editing. Oh, what's up, Sean? Welcome. I'm sprinting making pizza, which, by the way, is really what everyone should be doing with their sprinting time, is making pizza and delivering it to me. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Today I'm working on my superhero space fantasy. I'm already interested. It has some... Ooh, interesting. All right, I'm doing an outline for it. Well, keep us up on how you do with the outline today, my friend. Keep me up on that. That sounds really cool. It does sound cool. All right, let's see. And then we go here to timer. There it is. Boop. Okay. Now we can make that big. That's what she said. All right. Let's do it. Now, before we get into it, we are going to do 20 minutes. We're going to try to do 20 minutes. But if anyone has any questions about your writing today, or you need advice, or you want to go over anything, obviously ask. You know I'm into it. You know I'm going to give you, I happily educate and elevate. Hey, Cassandra. Wow, oh, look at you. I love your default photo there. I'm currently working on my story, but also editing chapter 2. Yeah. Congratulations. I'm recovering from heavy rain and a bit of snow, bringing the garden into my lounge. Oof. So not much writing done this week. That's all right. We don't judge here. Okay? We elevate and celebrate. Remember. But also, congratulations on doing all that labor. That's making me tired. I just want to put that out there. Yeah, it's a little unique. It's a lot of unique. Let's be honest with yourself. This is a great idea. I love that you're doing. It's inspired by, heavy metal. I think you've mentioned that before. By the way, fantastic movies. And my love of action cartoons as I grew up. They are fantastic. Hey, hello. Welcome to the show. Today we'll be doing a sprint. We will be just running around, having fun. Howdy, roll, and everyone. That photo is from the Renaissance Fair I went to last month. Looks like you were having a fantastic time. All right, so before we get into it, remember there is a poll in the comment section. We have what makes conflict hit hardest. We have personal stakes, 50% so far. Ideological clash, 12%, emotional betrayal, 25%, and survival pressure, 12%. We will talk about that at the end of the hour. and go into it. Again, as you can see the scroll on the bottom, feel free to ask any questions about writing, help you with your book, or general questions you might have about the business of publishing and or being an author, and I'll be happy to talk about it. Other than that, if everyone's ready, we could get into the first thing. But I guess I'll tell you what I'm working on today. Today, I'm working on book 2 of the Zero Drafts for the epic fantasy. I'm going a little deeper into the Zero Drafts for book 2, which is Legacy and Blood. If you don't know, it's part 2 to the Maven Wars. However, I will say I do have the books. I'm just going a little slow. Hey, too. The cat has arrived, everyone. The show has officially begun. Hey, Emma, I started reading. Reading. Oh, by the way, Ro, I got your email. I will respond to it. I've just been, woke up a little late and I'm super busy this morning, but I will absolutely, without a doubt, respond to it directly after this live. If I don't, it's because my brain is weird. Anyway, let's get into it. What am I doing? By the way, I'm on chapter 7 of the Zero Draft for the second book. Now, bear in mind, if you know my structure and my process, because you watch the Sunday live videos of Write a Book with me, you will know that I do the short form and the extended outlines first, and then I go in and do the Zero Drafts. Currently, I am on chapter 7 of the Zero Drafts. And during this process, I have already moved around stuff. I've split up chapters into 2 or 3 chapters. So I've already started rearranging as one does. No problem. Hey, Ro, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Boom, boom, ba doo, boo. Don't tell me that. All right. Enough insanity. Let's get to it. We're going to jump on it. Let's jump on it. You want it like this or like this? Which one do you like? You like that? I think I like this one. What about this one? No, that's not it. Wee, woo. Actually, you know what I like? I like this one. Look at that. That's actually perfect. Sticks with the comfortableness of it all. All right, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna do 20 minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll do some chitting and chatting, and we'll get right back to it. Okay, we're 8 minutes in. Let's do it. All right. We are back again. Okay. Back again. Okay. Okay. Bloop, bloop, bloop. How's everyone doing? How are we doing on our what are we doing? The sprint. Everyone getting somewhere? Did we accomplish anything? I started moving notes around. It was not a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun. Nothing exciting, as they would say. But I mean, that's the process of writing, right? Am I right? I'm right. You got to write somehow. Got to do a little here. Got a little there. Ba-da-da-da-boo. If anyone's joining us right now, what we are doing is we're doing a writing sprint and productivity hour. We're doing. We're going to try to do two 20-minute sprints. I answer questions if you have about your own writing. I am a developmental editor and a writing teacher, so if you're having trouble with anything, just ask me some questions. I'm happy to answer them during our little talk sessions. I will be doing another talk at the end of the next 20-minute sprint, and we will discuss the poll, which is what makes conflict hit hardest. You can vote on that in the comments. We have personal stakes, ideological clash, emotional betrayal, and survival pressure. If you have any questions on what those are, feel free to ask. I'm always happy to. What do we got here? I did got yogurt dished out too. Yeah. Can't go wrong with a good yogurt. Look at that. Now, do you do yogurt straight or do you like add a little bit of something in there, like a little berry or something like that? That's what we're wondering. If a character shortens another character's name in dialogue, should it remain shortened in first person narrative? You know what? That's an amazing question. So, uh, only if you wanted to as a writer, but more importantly, because it's first person narrative, if the person who is the first person narrative hears the short name or chooses to call a person a short name, then yes, they can use it as a short name. In third person limited, or I would even go into third person omniscient, you might not want to do that, though you have a little bit more leeway with omniscient because the narrator themselves is technically all knowing and has opinions and thoughts on what's going on, which I think adds a little bit of interesting, touch to it. But you do you lose some of the intimacy of being limited. But yes, to answer your question short, if a character shortens another character's name in dialogue, it can, but you don't have to shorten it in the narrative itself during first person. I will say this though, in third person limited, you do want to try to keep to just the first names, though you can have the whole name at one point or another, but it just makes it easier for the reader. Remember, you're training them to basically know who is who, and if you keep changing things up, it might be a little difficult. You do get the leeway in first person though, because it is them sort of doing the talking. Hope that helped. I only got in 306 only. We don't use the word only here. 306. You're going to get it. First of all, before I even finish, you're going to get an applause because any amount of writing, fantastic. Congratulations, SB. I'm very proud of you. Only. No. You did write 306 words. Transfer part of the problem is I'm eating a big bowl of leftover spaghetti. That's making me hungry. We got Emma making pizza. We got you with the spaghetti. I'm a Sicilian, it's hard enough for me not to eat all that stuff all day. And now I want to have the spaghetti on top of the, and then some pizza. But anyway, I'm very proud of you. 306 words. What we got here? A good 20 minutes. Got down my protagonist, his antagonist. I just got started with his harem members. I'm in. I think I'll start with Thrace. That's funny that you say Thrace. Last night I was talking about a harem should be 3 at minimum. Anything after that, two is like, hey, maybe we're all kind of working together. But that third party is definitely. I just did a plot twist. Plot twist. Halfway through chapter 2. Nice. Very fun. That sounds exciting. A plot twist. It's where, if anyone doesn't know, a plot twist is where the informed information of either the character or the reader gets shifted and their understanding of that information is now twisted. Very fun stuff. I got a few sentences. Mike. Oh, by the way, Sean, I got busy the last couple days. I promise you, I will continue reading your PDF. Sometimes that happens, like I get caught up in a couple things, working on client stuff or whatever. I did not forget about your PDF. It is literally in my to-do folder. So as I go through my tasks per day, I hit on it. So I apologize for. I'm usually quite quick when it comes to that stuff, but I did get a little caught up in stuff. But anyway, with that said, I got a few sentences. My cat was all over me at my desk. She likes to go back and forth. Cats, they want to be writers. They want to be a part of the experience, but they don't have opposable thumbs. That's all I'm saying. Because others won't be doing that. So I thought it would be okay for him. Yeah. But again, if it's first person, no one else would be talking in the narrative, unless of course you do a character swap in a different chapter. That's different. It's different. My beard doesn't look. Why does it look cream today? It's probably because I had the saturation down on my camera. Also, I'm super happy that you're writing this book, and I'm excited for you. I just want to put that out there. I am happy to declare, Afghani has declared that I have finally published a short. What? Let's get some applause going on there. Fantastic. Now, obviously, we're going to have to get it. Where's the link? Put the link in put the link in the comments, man. Come on. You're allowed to do that. No one's going to attack you. Support. Pop it in there. Or email. You know what? Also, email me your Amazon author profile, and I will I will start adding it to the new videos in the details section. Do it up. We're all eating in class. We are naughty. Everyone is eating. What's the deal? I do have some peanuts. Maybe I should get my peanuts on. My cashews. Congratulations. Make sure you get paid for it. Boom, 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 boom. Ain't that true? Don't want Amazon taken away. Assuming anyone would read. Aw, come on, Afghani. Come on. You give us the links. We will read it. But more importantly, remember, a book, this is to everybody out there. A book does not sell itself. You cannot write a book. There's a lot going on with this book, and a lot of people say this book is amazing, right? But if Joe Abercrombie, who wrote this book and who is a successful author, did not advertise this book, it would never sell. A book on its own cannot sell. You have to remember, just because you wrote it and just because you published it doesn't mean people know it exists. It's not like you hit publish and people are like, oh, Joe Abercrombie released a book, I have to buy it. No, you have to tell people about it. You got to announce it. You got to put it on social media. You got to pay for ads. You got to, whatever. Go to your local newspapers or your, I don't know what they got over there, but over here we got things called beacons, which are more like local newspapers, and they're more willing to advertise local people, doing stuff. You go to your libraries. You go to your colleges and schools. I don't know how it works again in your area. I know you're not in the States, but you can get them to celebrate and market it for free. Local libraries, especially if you go to them, they'll put you in their bulletin, hey, local author published a book. So, you got to think above and beyond the book. And you never know. If people see it, they might be interested. But we want positivity here, my friend. Positivity. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're welcome, because honestly, the only is, because you did it. You know how hard it is to do it? The doing part is. Fantastic Afghani. Congratulations. Excellent singing voice, Emma. Grazie mille. Prego, signora. Signori. Prego, signori. No worries, bro. Yay, Afghani. For what I've researched on Harem Lit, 3 members is the sweet spot. Some go for the max of 4 or 6. That's a lot of money to spend on the holidays. It becomes difficult to keep track. So I go for the minimum. Then in other books, I'll add members. Um, man, that is such an honest thing to read. Yeah, three. This is the thing. First of all, a triplet is really easy, but that's not a harem. That's three people kind of like in a relationship together. But like, again, I mentioned this a lot, but being poly, people are always like, oh, you just want to be with everyone. It's like, listen, you're only with people you want to put time into. You want to you're not looking for one night gones. You're looking for people you can connect to. So it's funny with the harem is really that they're there to serve you and stuff like that. But when it comes to relationships, you got to put time into them. So once you get up to four, like if it's four people hanging out, that's a little. But two, three, you never know. One more page, and first chapter has had the first editing eyes over it. That's fantastic. We got to get it in there. Very proud of you. Yeah. Congratulations. I have to say, I do want to have E. I do want to have E. Are you saying you want to have E? Like, E? Drink a lot of water. That's all I have to say about that. Yay, Afghani! Yay, Afghani! Afghani! It's not Carla's son's book, I promise. Oh my god. Imagine. Okay, the humor element of that payoff for our group, of our group would be so funny is if indeed you just changed the cover of the book and then published it and it's just Carla's son's book. That would be so funny. My story published before my mother's B-Day, which is 2 days before Christmas. I had the week after this coming week off for vacation. My story published before my mother's birthday. I thought you said you haven't finished a book yet. When did you publish the book? I'm a little confused. Is that last year or this year? My story published before my mother's birthday, which is 2 days before Christmas. I had the week after this coming. Are you saying you're going to publish your book 2 days before Christmas? My dyslexia sometimes messes things up. But if you're going to publish your book soon, congratulations. I'm excited for you. That's wonderful, Hannah. Oh, Cassidy. When I die, do we bury her with this book she's holding? The answer is always yes. Always yes. All right. Well done, Afghani. I agree. Please post the link so we can check it out. Yeah, Afghani, give us a link. What's the deal? Email me the link, and I will absolutely 100% support it and celebrate it. All right, my friend? I will put it on everything I put it on. Exactly. It's about connections, so less is more. I agree. How long is too long for a flashback scene? It's the same answer that I give for chapters. Everything must be as long as it needs to be to set up context, have some sort of conflict, because remember, a flashback scene is indeed a scene. So it in itself should have some sort of narrative, even unless, of course, it's like a quick, like a side. The flashback itself could also be the conflict that a character is feeling. So you read the first chapter in the Devious, in the Death of a King. So Devious has that one major flashback, but it's more of like he's having PTSD. But if it is going to be a full scene, the scene itself must have enough information to set it up. So that could happen in a sentence, a passage, 2 passages, and then it must have a problem or a conflict arise within that to sort of build on plot, character, or world building. And then, of course, you must have a resolve. So how long is too long is if you fluff it up with asides that have nothing to do with narrative, with plot, character, or world building. If you set it up, but you continue to set it up, like you're over explaining, that will make it too long. If the conflict goes on for so long that the tension has technically faded, that is far too long. And of course, if the resolution takes takes longer than the conflict existed to resolve. That is too long. So you always want to look at like that. I sent it to your email. Boom, excelente. Well, let me go check that out. Let's get that onto the world. The world. The world is a vampire. Yes, I hope that helped. Why is my internet going slow now? Come on, internet. What are you doing? What are you doing, internet? Stop it. Stop it, internet. Okay. Oh, look at that. Amizani. Amizani. Fantastic cover, by the way. Everybody. All right. This is what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get let's link it. Everybody, this is Afghani. Wait, before, can I share it, Afghani? I don't want to share it if you don't want me to share it. If you want me to share it, I'm going to share it. I will put it in the link. I'm very proud of you. And I will also start getting it into the descriptions. I got to add it later. But please let me know because I will happily share it for you. And then, boop. Yes. All right, here you go. This is Afghani's. Afghani's. Boop. There you go. Check that out. And let's where's my overlays? Do 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 do. This is a beautiful cover, buddy. Just want to put that out there. Whoop. Did it work? I think it popped up. Look at that. That's a pretty cover. Forbidden Planet. I like it. I like it. And I am going to follow the author. Let's follow the author. Well, it's not letting me go. Well, anyway, there you go. Oh, it's Kindle too. Oh, you did it as a. You did it as yes. Look at that. I've said it before, Afghani. I don't think you have to worry about your writing, sir. You have a wonderful use of words. You have a good flow. Yeah, you have a good rhythm. We've talked about this before. You sent me something before. Very good stuff, buddy. Very good stuff. I will definitely give this a full read. 13 pages. That's an easy. That's a very good, very good. I just read the first page right now and sexy stuff. Sexy stuff. All right. Nice. What genre? Sci-fi. We're gonna have some aliens. What's a nice cover, right? Classic design. Very good. Very good. Interesting already. See that? The title is pretty catchy too. Forbidden Planet has a good ring to it. It looks awesome. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. A little smiley face. I was actually worried about the cover because I don't understand those things. Well, listen. The cover is sexy. You know, you got a girl in looks like Greek sandals. And then you got like a spaceman. You did very nice. Very nice. Look, for our first cover, you know, people will be like, I can't publish it because I'm not gonna make a cover. You made a cover, it looks sexy. If anyone hasn't though, check out that first page. Very, very good stuff. The sample read. I liked it. All right. Since we got to celebrate and elevate Afghani, let's go into the last 20-minute sprint, and then we'll come back and we'll do our thing. And just to be clear, I'm very proud of you, sir. I'm gonna give you another applause. All right, let's do it. Let's get into it. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I could see it in your eyes. I could feel it in your thighs. We got here flowers with the pizza and the cake. That's what I need, pizza and cake today. What else we got? Oh, what's with all the Italian food? Yeah, I know. I know. Hello, welcome to the show. What I miss here? Good day, yo. Good day. Good day, yo. Oh. Okay. If you don't know, we are doing a sprint today. We just finished. I think we just did our second sprint fairly well. And let's look at the poll. Let's look at the poll today. The poll, if anyone hasn't voted yet, by the way, the poll is what makes conflict hit hardest. Hardest. All right. We have half a page left. I'll leave that for tomorrow. I like that thinking. You know, you gotta come in fresh and just boom, attack that last little bit, and it'll have the strength as what you started on earlier today. All right. So looking, I do that all the time, by the way. What makes conflict hit hardest? Well, we have personal stakes. Okay, has nothing to do with vampires. Ideological. Clash, emotional betrayal, and of course, survival pressure. Now, we have 36 for personal stakes. That's very good. Ideological clash, 21. Emotional betrayal, 14. Survival pressure, 29. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I like it. Well, we got 370 words this time around. Look, you activated the guitar, the bass. That's how excited I am for you. Look at you kicking butt, yeah. Good job, SB. Do that all day. We'll do that all day, celebrating you guys. All right. I like this. 36%. We got personal stakes. 36%. I got something to lose, you know? Ideological clashes. This is like, you know, hey, I believe in the green leaf gods, and you guys believe in the red leaf gods. Praise to thee, much love. Yeah. You make me want to shout. Put your hands up and shout. I'm crazy. Did I mention that? I'm crazy. Emotional betrayal. So, you know, that's interesting. That's interesting, right? Emotional betrayal. And then survival pressure. Hey, we have no food. We're on an island. Where's Wilson when you need him? Wilson! How did anybody cry when that ball floated away? Me being one of them. I'm like, how? What is going on here? Poor Tom Hanks and his ball. Wilson! So sad. So sad. Great movie, though. Castaway? Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. I like this. These are good votings. We're gonna hit the end the poll. End the poll. And it looks like personal stakes. Boom. Popped it, zapped it. I like that one. Personal stakes. That does hit the hottest. Now, I might actually argue that any one of them could hit the hardest, depending on the setup, the conflict, the tension, which is from the conflict to the resolution, that space between that. How long does it take for the tension, and how hard does the tension release in that resolution? Could hit hard. But personal stakes, I could see that. I could see that. Survival pressure, again, Wilson, right? That is an emotional, well, that's personal. There's a lot going on there. Survival pressure, emotional. Well, I don't know if that's emotional betrayal, but personal stakes. Yeah, I would say that's personal stakes. It's good stuff. What we got here? I name my wound back Wilson. I like it. Was sad to give him back to the doctor. Did you scream out Wilson? Wilson! I would have sang it. Honestly. Wilson! I chose survival. 2 would be emotional. 3 would be the personal. Those are very good choices. But again, I really think, depending on how you set it up, it could really, you know what I'm saying? Like any one of them could definitely pay off. And that's something to think about as a writer, is that we're not always beholden to what we think it could be on its surface. It's really the undergarment. It's the internal or the subtext and everything we can't see. And I think personally that's a very difficult thing to do as a writer. Is we could always write pretty prose, but if you could develop the emotional truth beneath all the words, the stuff that you're not saying that is just prevalent in the behavior of the characters and what they're developing, whatever the case may be, that I think leads to the resolve, leads to the payoff. And that could be anything from the survival pressure to ideological clash to emotional, whatever the case is. So, it's not necessarily which one on the surface is hits the hardest, but it's us as writers setting it up, challenging and creating the conflict and the problem, and then of course resolving it. 78 word. M, you're gonna get an applause for that. Very proud of you, man. That's great. 78 words. That's 78 words you didn't have. And now you have 78 words. I can't do the flick thing. You know when people flick their finger? Can't do it. Greasy pizza fingers kept slipping. I did sing to them, Wilson. Greasy Pizza Fingers is a great name. That is a great name. I got greasy pizza fingers. Ate my slices up. There you go. It's more than 77. That is accurate. That is very true. It is absolutely, without a doubt, logically and consistently true that 77 is less than 78. Therefore, 78 is indeed more. I've dropped 500 words from this chapter. I'm so pleased. Shorter paragraphs, Thomas. Heyo! Heyo! Congratulations. That's an applause. Let's get it. Let's get some. Where is it? I dropped 500 words from this chapter. That's an amazing accomplishment. I'm very proud of you. That's a lot of words, 500 words, right? There's a boom, 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 boom. That's what we always say. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah. You know, and I like that it's 500 words from the chapter and not necessarily just taking out paragraphs. Because, sometimes, and this is the thing, I am not a proponent of writing concise passages of prose. I'm like, how can we, what we do choose to write, how does it serve and earn, right? So sometimes concise works best as a starting point, especially for writers who are trying to get their groove or finding a voice. But at some point you learn that, this sentence has earned itself, or this paragraph has earned itself, or this or this dialogue or this action beat has earned its place. And you realize, I'm writing a thick chapter. It might even be dense, but everything is earning it, and I'm recognizing what earns and what doesn't earn. And but like when you're basically, your first 5 books is where like concise will help you, because it'll teach you to write what is needed. And then as you develop, this is to everyone, by the way, this is to everybody, as you develop as writers, you can start adding a little bit more meat to the bone, and that meat will be controlled. It will be purposeful. It'll be earned. It'll be plot, character, and world building. It will be plot forward. It will be, it'll have logical narrative movement, whatever the case may be. But I do know that sometimes editors will come on and go, how do I make this more concise for you? How do we cut stuff out and just, how do we say this sentence with less words. And sometimes that's really important. Sometimes that is definitely really important. But other times it could take away your voice. It could take away the flow. It could take away the lyrical quality. It could take away the rhythm. You know, I always do the opening bit from Romeo and Juliet: two households, both alike in dignity, and fair Verona, where we lay our seed. From ancient grudge to new mutiny, right? Every word in there is doing something and telling us, right? Two households, both alike in dignity. So starts off the picture. We have two households. They are similar in their honor, their rank, their popularity, whatever. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. Okay, we know that there's two households. They are on equal ground, and they're in Verona, right? So that is how, when you're writing, not that you should be writing in you old English, but the Queen's language, but or now it's the King's language again. But what I'm saying is, sometimes in the beginning, it's okay to sort of just write what is needed, and that's what concise means. It means that every line is doing its job. It's either moving that plot forward, it's building on character development. Two households, both alike in dignity, right? Okay, that's plot. Okay, and then of course world building in fair Verona, where we lay our seed. So that's not necessarily. It could be. Well, remember, it's plot and also world building. So you have to think like that. You know what I'm saying? I have removed waffle. That's really, put some butter on there for me, and I'll take care of it. I like a good waffle, flowers, and always a bit more meat on my pizza. You need that meat on your pizza. Rick'em, rack'em, sick'em, sack'em. But anyway, I'm just saying, just for those who are writing, don't worry too much about how thick your passages are getting. But at the same time, if you haven't written 5 books completely through, and I'm not talking about short stories, I'm talking about like a full book, like an 81,000 word novel. It's okay if you're writing more concise. If it's just saying what it needs to say. Again, two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. Every single word is doing its job. There is no fluff. And of course, in a 3-hour play, you know. But also those plays would have moments where people were coming in, walking in, going, what's going on? I'm going to go get some food. All right, I come back. And you need those parts where people are going, all right, by the way, this is where we're at. Okay, I'm going to catch you all up. But at the same time, you're writing a novel. But it is good practice to sort of be like, all right, I was able to say what I needed to say in the least amount of words possible. And that's what teaches you what is being earned. So that's something to think about. Something to think about. Now I'm hungry. Oh, I know, right? What time is it? It's like 3:30. It's almost food time. Ooh, waffles though. Yum 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 yum. Do not feel Shakespeare was concise, but he wrote a lot. There's a difference. The concise was that his lines. I'm talking about his lines, his prose. His prose were concise, meaning like everything he wrote did something forward. And then it wasn't like he was like two households, off in the big, wonderful, clear, happy valley of Vienna, and they were both alike in dignity, having their big houses and cars and or horses and wagons, and they had great wealth. Like, what I'm saying? Like, that would be the fluff. That would be. But what I'm saying is he's just. I would still argue that he is concise. He's just dense. He's dense. Don't make me pull out my Shakespeare. To be or not to be condensed, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the minds to write this clean, straight sentence, or... Didn't he write... yes. Romeo... to be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind... Right? I just mixed Hamlet and Anyway, two households, both alike in dignity. In fair Verona, where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge to new mutiny. Right? That was the, but not all his plays were written like that. Depends. It depends. Or whatever it's called. No, that's right. Did it progress the plot, build the world, and develop the characters? It did. Uh-oh. He's got Shakespeare in his pocket. I do. I do. I was Hamlet, remember? I was Hamlet. I performed as the Hamlet. Funny story. I was producing the play, and I had my friend direct the play because it was one of his dreams to direct the play. And he did make me audition though, which was funny. And I was like, I'm the one paying. Okay. But anyway, I did earn it though. But keep in mind, I'm also running my businesses and all these other stuff. And we are rehearsing like 2 to 3 times a week. And but all we did was like work on the first half of the play, you know? And everyone started getting worried. They're like, are you gonna be able to know the play, you know, because we haven't worked on it? I was like, I already got it memorized. They're like, what? I got the whole first half memorized. It's not a big deal. And then they're like, well, we got to work on the second half. And like the director was like, hey, we're going to work on the second half next week. But next week was 2 days from now. So I spent 2 days and I memorized the whole second half. And people they were like, how did you do that? And I was like, well, I'm a robot. I have, it's called autism. And I'm really good at memorizing stuff, you know? But I basically wrote everything out on my whiteboards, and then I, you know, sat there and I just, you know, just did what I did. I had a lot of fun though. I had a lot of fun doing that. I will say this. It was like maybe our 5th show, and I got to the to be or not to be. And I stepped out, and you can't see the audience. It's dark, and then the lights that are blaring on you, you can't, you know, it's just, anyway, I step out and I'm like, to be or not to be, all gone. So then I was like, I leaned on the wall, and I was like, you know, in my head thinking, in character though, you know, but I'm trying to remember the words. And I just did it again. I'm like, to be or not to be. Blank. And I was like, it's about to go down. This is gonna be terrible. And that's what I was feeling. And then all of a sudden I just sat down on the thing. There was like a block, whatever. And I sat down and I'm like, to be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it's as noble or the. I was like, it just started coming out. I was like, oh my god. But I honestly was like, where did it go? I was like looking for the pages in my head. It was horrible. It was so funny though. Very funny. Good times. I got 2 Waffle Houses within 6 miles of my house, one to the east and the other to the west. Are they both alike in dignity? That's the question we need to answer off the bat. Also, Waffle House is underrated. I don't care if it's poison. A good Waffle House dinner is going to definitely, you know, it's like it's like eating bad food, but for good reasons. That's all I'm saying. Sounds close enough for me. You can pull out your Shakespeare for me anytime. Oh, hello. What? Emma, everyone. Emma. He did have a specific rhythm. I write lyrically, or I try to write with clarity in a lyrical rhythm because, you know, I come from a music background. And so like when I write, sometimes I'm just trying to create a rhythm with the words themselves, which by the way creates fragmented sentences too. You know, sometimes, you know, that's a grammar thing where they're like, Grammarly will be like, hey, it's fragmented, and you're like, yeah, it's supposed to be. I'm trying to create a rhythm. Or spell check will be like, you need, you know, Oxford comma end. You need to also add end, and that changes the rhythm. If it's like, he stood before the wall, cold, unsure, timid, right? But Grammarly would say cold, unsure, and timid, right? and that's a different rhythm. And you, as a writer, have to remember it's creative writing, so you're allowed to really just ignore the grammar rules for effect. He made, yes, he did. He did. He made me do the what is the Hamlet big O two two. Right, what is it? O two. What is it? It's the what is it? The big Hamlet speech. There's a name for it. I can't mind. Oh, this to something. Yeah. Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt. Yes, yes, yes. That's it. That's it. Act one, scene two. Yeah, that's when I'm supposed to be sitting on the throne. Right? I have the whole book, but oh, that this too, yeah. Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt thaw and resolve itself into a dew, or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughtered Hokard. God, how weary, stale, flat, unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Viant. Right? That one? That's the one he made me audition for. And he's like, can you do it tomorrow? I was like, could I rehearse it? Very funny. True professional. Thank you. I appreciate that. Was there some toil and trouble toil you there, Thomas? Every day. Every day. Every bit. I will say I did play Festy as well. I was Festy. I got to do singing and dancing and the director was like, he's like, do you have a guitar? Can you bring a guitar? And I was like, yeah. So then I learned all the songs. He like had sheet music and I was able to play it. But then he was like, no one's going to be able to hear you because it's not, we're not putting it's not electric. It's an acoustic guitar. So you're going to just like make like you're playing, like mime that you're playing, and we'll just have music play over. And it wasn't even me playing on the recording. It was just like really bad, highly, it was all like hitting its max and like popping. And I was like, I did learn the music though. Maybe I could just get the wireless, and then we could go through the thing. And he's like, no, you'll be fine. And every single show, people were like, they were like, oh, that's a nice guitar. Do you even know how to play? And I was like, yes. This was after I gave up music. So, anytime I had, it was just funny that people were like, oh, they should have got someone who knew how to play guitar. It would have been cool. You've been up there. I was like, I can play the guitar. It was very funny. I see your Shakespeare is bigger than mine. Well, I must tell you something. My father's uncle's brother-in-law, former college roommate. Dude, your brain got pushed back into your head. It fell into your body. It did. I was like, couldn't recall anything. The next scene after that is the one with where I push my girlfriend around, and I'm like Ophelia, and I'm like, because I'm trying to get her, to leave me alone because I think it'll put her in danger. Wow, thank you. Yeah, who's crazy? Emma. Yeah, exactly. Emma's been drinking the frisky juice. If you read my two last comments together, they will make a lot of sense. I believe you. I do believe. I think it's really far up though. My mum caught me shaking my spear to a copy of Penthouse. Cold water is very effective on the adolescents. That's funny. What are you doing? 2 households? All right. So the rules of grammar are kind of like the Pirates Code, more like guidelines than actual laws. Hey, you promised those are the laws. First of all, they are more like guidelines. Second of all, you have to be a pirate. I love that movie. I'm gonna have to acquiesce your request. Them an awful lot of big words in there. You might have Barbossa. I think Jack Sparrow and Barbossa in that movie is really what makes that movie so good. Those are just two amazing. And what's funny is William is technically the protagonist, and Captain Jack Sparrow is like a secondary character, and technically so is Elizabeth Swann. But you could easily make the argument that it is a dual protag because Elizabeth finds him. She has agency and takes the necklace, puts it and hides it so he's safe. And then they grow up together, but they don't show that part. And then it's really their story. So you could argue that. But Captain Jack Sparrow is definitely a secondary. However, I think once he became like the lead, that's when it started getting like. True. Writing is more like a craft. Best pirate movie ever. Best. And I went into that movie thinking this is going to be so bad. And I was so wrong. And that was actually when I stopped judging a book by its cover, as one might say. And I was like, hey, let's go try it out. And then if it's bad, I'm like, all right, well, this was Captain Marvel. All right. Yes, sir. What we got? Anything else? I think that's it. I think we did good today. By the way, tomorrow we're going to be working on the Write a Book With Me series. And I just want to say, if I look at this, I think we're flying through this, right? Let me see. Zero draft. I think we're on. Wow. We're on 14 already? Yeah, we're flying through. I think we're going to probably get to 19 or 20 tomorrow. Just because I haven't seen a lot of notes. And that's the thing, like, sometimes there just aren't a lot of notes. Looks like the earlier chapters, there's tons of notes, but again, as you get closer and closer to the end, it is what it is. All right, what do we got here? I love Captain Jack Sparrow, a.k.a. Johnny Depp. I didn't deserve that one. I may have deserved that one. I also have a huge crush on him. Who doesn't, I mean, Amber Heard probably doesn't anymore, but yay, I finally caught up. You did your numbers? You popped them in? That's what I'm talking about. Where are we going? What's going on? Don't forget. Don't buy a car. Oh, that reminds me. You got me. Love Johnny. Don't. Don't. He's too mucky looking. He is old now. You know what it is? He has like that I smoke a lot of cigarettes look. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't know, by the way, I got some books available. The Right Mindset, Make a Right Left Here.com. You can check it out. A little heads up. This book is currently available on the Amazon, but you could go right to Make a Right Left Here and purchase it. Breaking Down Success. Fun book for the Christmas. Death of a King is only and exclusively available on the Patreon. Feel free to go to makearightlefthehere.com and you can find the links for all of that. I do recommend it. It is not just the story. For anyone who doesn't know, there is educational elements and asides, and basically I explain my choices and I show you the evolution of the book from short form outline to extended to 0, first, and third draft before the polish. This book, I am way past the halfway point on the third draft, which will pretty much be the final draft. I am flying through it. I think in a couple days I will be completely done with this book as far as the first run, the first big hey, now I have a book kind of thing. And we're looking at I got a lot of words taken off this thing. I think what did I do 93, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Holy crap, 8,000 words I cut from the book. That's what I'm talking about. See, when I talk about just write your first draft, Just get the words out. Don't worry about word count in your 0 drafts or your first drafts. And then when you start doing the work in your second and third drafts, it's all about cutting and cleaning and doing the work. And I got 8,000 words out of that book. Gone. And that's the beauty of it. I even took out 2 chapters. Like, I don't need these chapters. But other than that, next week is Thanksgiving, if you didn't know. So what does that mean for the channel? It means we will be here. Thanksgiving is on Thursday. So I'll be here on the 29th and the 30th, which will be the last 2 days into the Christmas. So I'm going to be here tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm going to be here next weekend as well. What do we got here? We got some stuff. I caught up with the series that we will be working on tomorrow. Oh, you excellent, fantastic. So you're all caught up. And thank you, by the way, for watching the videos. I appreciate it. I know how long they could be because I'm crazy. Wound up at Build-A-Bear with my son. That's awesome, though. Congratulations. Nothing like core memories. That's all I'm saying. Memories with our kids. Not that I have children, but memories with my father was definitely life-changing for me. Just counted. I still have 21 pages to transfer. That's a lot. But you are getting through it, and you will kick butt doing it. That's fantastic, by the way. He's never been here before. Well, it's the bare essentials of living as a child. You need to do it. I might still be in the turkey coma. I'll be honest. I am still in turkey coma from 6 years ago. I don't eat turkey anymore, and I want turkey. I love turkey, but I'm not going to cook turkey for me to eat. Just so I can look at the turkey and be like, I can't say, it's too much turkey. But I love turkey. And dark meat. I'm jealous that I don't get turkey. You can get turkey. All you got to do is go to the store and buy the turkey. Unless there are no turkeys. The Welsh people were like, we do not eat the turkeys. So no turkeys. Not that is Welsh. Build-A-Bear is so cute at Row. I bet he loves it. He definitely has to love it. Nearly Christmas, Emma. I know. Ugh. This year flew by. Bare Essentials. It's the Bare Essentials. It's the Bare Essentials. Or Bare Necessity. It's the Bare Necessities. That's what the song. I have a turkey for that already, Em. Excellent. I will be there for the turkey. I won't grass you up if you eat it early. That's what she said. I bought a butterball this year, and it's still thawing out. There's a secret to thawing out the butterball, and all I'm going to say is freshly killed. But they don't let you do that. You can't go to the farm and be like that. Well, actually, you can. There are farms where you can do that. But then I wouldn't want to eat it, because if I meet it and I'm like, hey, that one looks fun, I can't do it. I don't want to see it. Like, if I had to kill animals to eat, I would never eat animal. But because I don't have to look at them, I could eat a hamburger. You know what I'm saying? Because I have such empathy for the animals. When I see them, I just want to hold them and cuddle them. But at the same time, like, I do also want a hamburger. So, and also, when I was younger, I got to be on farms and stuff like that. So watching them kill the chickens and stuff was like, I was like, oh my God. They just broke a chicken's neck. But you could also put a chicken to sleep if you just put its head under its wing. Very funny. They're just like, congratulations, worst attempt. I don't know. Will Jackson. Well, I'll do some research and I'll improve it. I know. You can't go wrong with it with an accent, is all I'm saying. I didn't know the Welsh were Russian. So, I was just about to do the Russian, but that's even worse. Dos Fodonia. Spasiba. Sidiat. What is it? Lejat. The Russians. That sounded French. I'm going to put that out there. All right. This year has been brutal. Completely brutal. It just flew by. I have things I got to get done. And 365 days, I don't think is enough. Yes, he's trying to choose one out of all the options. Well, tell him he can have more than one option. He just has to pay for the second, third, and fourth one. That's what my father used to say. He goes, Butterball turkey, butterball turkey. It's a turkey, but it's from Butterball. It's a butterball turkey. Brand of turkey, Emma. There it is. Boop, 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 boop. Couldn't have been Welsh. Too many vowels. That's fair. That's fair. There's too many vowels. Oh, by the way, if anyone hasn't, please bloop the beard and bloop that like button if you're into that. That's what we do. We like to laugh here. This year has flew by. Thanksgiving is coming up, and next month is Christmas, and then the end of the year. Like I keep telling people, I go, after the first, it's going to be 2030. That's what we do here. We need more consonants. I've never wanted to cuddle a turkey before. You know, they can be so adorable, but at the same time, so tasty. Give me my turkey sandwich, please. I would never make a farmer. I name all the. That's what I'm saying. Even the squirrels, like as soon as I see their eyes, I'm like, I can't eat you. But your brother in another state, I could eat if they kill him. You know what I'm saying? Your cousin. Please don't. The Welsh accent is an acquired taste. I will be the judge of that, young lady. My birthday is in January. Oh, are you a Sagittarius or are you a Capricorn? Maybe next year will be better. It'll definitely be better than last year because last year's gone. We can't go back. But this year we can make choices. Capricorn or Sagittarius. Brutal. Perfect word for the sentence I'm writing. Thank you. Well, listen, as a fabulous writer yourself, I think you're going to get through it. And also, remember, it's a romance, Emma, okay? It's a cozy romance. So, no kiss and telling, all right? Just make them fall in love. That's all they care about. Maybe a little smooch, but, Sounds like a mix of Welsh, English, French, and Russian. The Russians, so I'll be very honest. That is not even my German. All my accents are gone. What's going on? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Ja, nein, sprechen Sie Deutsch. Und guten Tag. Guten Tag. That's all I got. That's all I got, my friends. Can I even do Italian? Hey, it's a meat. No, I can't do it. I lost it all. I feel completely inadequate today. And then we've known everyone for a year. That's right. Because Sundays, every Sunday we've been doing it since January, and it'll be a full year. Wow, that's exciting. We're all getting to grow together, getting to know together. Capricorn, that means you're in the second half of the January. So you're January 23rd or January 26th. That's my guess. Though you could just be January 20th and on the cusp. I don't know. Capricorn is the bestest. I would agree if I wasn't an Aries, but let's be honest. Wait, January 4th? That's Capricorn? Oh, yeah, because Capricorn... That's right. The second half of December is Capricorn. Yeah, because the second half of December is when Capricorn starts up. It's been a while. It's been a while since you could study that stuff. What is it? Yeah, December 22nd to the 19th. No, yeah, it's the second half of December. My bad. I have a scene where one of the young female characters has to choose a lamb for the slaughter. Excellent. For the season of Bira. When she finds out her lamb is going to be slaughtered. The emotions. Very high. I like that. See? That's good conflict. That could hit hard, especially if she forms a good relationship with lamb. Quick story. My cousin, I have plenty of family, and when we were younger, some of them owned farms, and one of them had a pig farm, and the mother pig was giving birth and had trouble, and like the daughter ended up. She was young too. She was probably like in her teens, but she ended up having to assist in the birth, and she saved the life of one of the piggies, the little piglets, and she raised the piglet and fed the piglet and everything like that. And then her father, without her knowing, killed and cooked the pig they were eating, and he's like, "This is how he talks," and because he smokes all the time, and he's like, "How are you enjoying your dinner, honey?" And she's like, "Wow, this is really good, Dad." The whole family was there, and he goes, "Well, that's Matilda you're eating, baby." And she just started crying, and I learned two things that day because I am much younger than she is. I learned, uh, uh, do not trust him. And also, holy crap, that is nothing. I would never do that to my child whatsoever. However, the pig was delicious. But wow, I got pretty good emotional memory in there for that one. January. Oh yeah, wait. We already talked about that. My daughter was born December. She was born December 29th, and she is a cap. Yeah, I know. I messed up the dates. I can't. My brain was like, it happens. It happens. We know you is Harry's. I am so hairy. I was born like a ball of hair, and I had to grow into it, and like my eyes popped out of my hair, you know. Uh, I once shaved, and I was still fully hairy. That's how hairy I got. I am the 12th, so I am also a Capricorn. Well, happy birthday to the Januaries. Right? We need a Capricorn birthday party happening up here. Happy birthday. Fun fact, that song is copywritten. And when movies use happy birthday, if you listen closely, they don't actually sing happy birthday. If they do, they paid a lot of money for the rights to sing that song. Fun fact. Squeak like a pig. Holy crap. Yeah. Baby Wookie. It was terrible. I was young and I still was like, whoa. Whoa. You can't do that to a human being. It's just terrible. My dad wrote a birthday song for me. It involves Marmite sandwiches. All right, first of all, Marmite, yeah, Marmite sandwiches. I'm gonna have to hear that song, so I will need that recorded and sent to me pronto. So when I sung "Happy Birthday" to my brother this morning, you didn't break the law. No, no, no. See, if you use a copywritten piece of thing to profit, you are breaking a copywriting law, but you can't go to jail for that. However, someone could sue you and say, "Hey, I want some of that money or all of it." But you're allowed to use the song. I could technically talk about, like, I could read Brandon Sanderson books or a Stephen King book, like at the library or to my friends, right? But I can't sell them my book. However, there is a law that I can resell the book, which is a whole other thing. So I can't print the book to sell. You know what I'm saying? But I can resell the book I purchased. Copyright laws are weird. Yes. My daughter turned 20 yesterday. Congratulations. Happy birthday to your daughter. Welcome to your 20s. Yeah. Boom, doo, doo, doo. Birthday. Are you Marmite? She is. Happy birthday, Sean's daughter. Happy birthday. Celebrate. All right, everybody. Let's see. We got everything? I think we did everything. I think we got it all down. With that said, though, it is almost 4, and I need some food in this belly. I was a very fussy eater and basically survived on Marmite sandwiches. Isn't Marmite like a thing? Marmite sandwiches. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Thin layer of Marmite, dark brown, salty yeast. You had me at yeast. Buttered bread. Well, buttered bread I know is a very British thing. Butter bread. Look at that thing. Oh my god. I mean, it's like, isn't that a grilled cheese sandwich? Isn't that what like the states call a grilled cheese? It looks like a grilled cheese sandwich, but it has Marmite on it. Marmite is the ingredient. Oh, look at that stuff. What is that? What is that? Jelly? It just looks like jelly. Fermented jelly, but jelly. All right, Marmite. That was delicious looking. Loved my 20s HBD. The 20s, how I remember them, they vanished fairly quickly. I thought it was going to take forever to get through my 20s, but then when I turned 40, I was like, what happened? Me too. Don't try Vegemite. You need those Vegemite sandwiches. What is that song? Vegemite song from Men at Work. No, Men at Work, right? Yeah. Yeah. Down under, right? Is that it? Yeah. I traveled in a fried out Combari on a hippie trail, head full of zombie. I met a strange lady. She made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. And she said, do you come from a land down under where women glow and men blunder? Can't you hear the thunder? You better run. You better take cover. I saw Men at Work live in the States. And I just want you to know, I didn't want to go. But my friend was like, look, I want someone to go. So I'm going to buy you a ticket. And I was like, you only know one song. You only know that song. You don't know anything else. He's like, no, it'll be great. They played that song last. That was their encore. And the whole time, every song that came on, I looked at him and go, you enjoying this? He goes, nah, it's all right. He's like, I don't know this one. I go, you don't listen to why? He's like, but I wanted to hear them live and be like, I saw them live. I was like, all right, well, that is fine. That's a fair reason. But to be like, oh, we're gonna have a great day. How are we gonna have a great time? We don't know any of the songs. Can't sing along with them. We can't, we're not gonna be like, oh, this is like, they never play this one. Every song felt like they were just playing a new album that we didn't know about. I've never tasted Marmite. I feel like the way it looks, no one tastes it. Sounds like gross food. Flowers, how? I like Marmite crisps, though. How is Marmite sandwich a grilled? Well, because the picture I was looking at had cheese on it. But maybe the Marmite turns into cheese when you cook it. Isn't that the waste from the bear product? It's what honey should be, but, after it gets processed through the bear, it turns into Marmite. It looks like apple butter. Apple butter. That's that's America for you. You don't put cheese or grill it. Well, then I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at Marmite sandwich. You're telling me this isn't a Marmite sandwich? I saw a picture of a recipe with Marmite and cheese. That's what I'm saying. Marmite and cheese. This is a toasted cheese Marmite sandwich. Toasted cheese Marmite. Marmite. This is what I see. Look, this has peanut butter. Marmite. It's all Marmite. Those are all different variations of Marmite. Marmite get it wrong, but says here, you don't put cheese or grill it. but we just saw that you can. It is an option. That's what we just said, right? Well, there's something for you to have for lunch. Tell us about it tomorrow. No. See, that's the one. It's like 25 different sandwiches, Thomas. You're on a warning. I'll take a warning. Shudders. It's an acquired taste for sure. You either love it or hate it. Well, yeah, it's sort of like people who say they like the smell of farts and you just can't be friends with them. That's what I feel like is going on right now, And when people tell you stuff like that, but they definitely haven't known you long enough, where like maybe you met them through like a friend of a friend, but they just happened to be at like the next gathering. You know what I'm saying? And then they're just like, "Hey, does anyone else like the smell of farts?" And you're just like, "Well, I don't want to hang out with you anymore." You are welcome, SB. We're about to get out of here anyway. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Please let us know when you accomplish and get all the transfers going. Much love. Thank you so much for sitting here. No one says that. No. I have met several people. So much so that I have that joke in my head for the routine. Emma shows Thomas the Marmite card. Emma doesn't show me anything, all right? She's just like, you don't deserve anything. And then she punishes me. That's all she does. She just punishes me. Just saying. Dutch ovens, Oh my God. Poor Eloise jumps in. The first thing she has to hear is Dutch ovens and do you like the smell of farts? You can never win. I can't win with Eloise. She probably thinks all I do is dirty jokes. Swing by real quick to high five the like button, say hi to all. We're about to run off, actually, Eloise, but it was good seeing you, as always. Eloise! Emma! Excellent singing voice. Does anyone... I promise you, Eloise, my episodes aren't like this. I know for a fact that all you do is dirty jokes. All right, well, that's fair. That's fair. Though I'm trying to cut down because I was told that it's inappropriate humor, and I should be doing more adult humor. I don't know what that is, though. I don't know what adult humor is, so I'm just trying to step away from being funny and just being me. I'm going to just do that when I meet people. Lies! I am. It's true. Eloise, he's disgraceful. Can't take him anywhere, Emma. That is accurate. There are many places I'm forbidden to go, and I'm okay with that because if I leave the house, then I have to remember how to talk to people, and that's very difficult. It's very difficult. That's the new Me Too movement flower. That's funny. That's the new Me Too movement. Did you poop on someone's lawn? Me too. I pooped on somebody's lawn. That's funny. That's funny. All right, we got 2 hours in. That was a lot of fun. All right, with that said, hey everyone, much love as always. And I think that's it. I think I gotta eat. I need to eat something. I'm starting to feel like hungry. So with that said, I'm gonna go make some burgers because we were talking about hamburgers. I wish I could make some pizza here, but not where I live. There's no real pizza here. That's all I'm saying. I'd take you out and let you loose in public as long as I have the popcorn. Well, that's fair. I am happy to be the entertainment. All right, I'm the Bo Rat of the group, if you know what I mean. Bye, Eloise. I take it you've heard the song "Your Name" by the Damned. Grandma has taken the child for the afternoon, so I can write. I have not flowers. Grandma ran over by a reindeer. I saw Mama kissing Santa Claus. I forget the song. It's been fun. It's an old 80s one. All right. Well, with that said, I got to do it. I got to go. Much love to everybody. As always, I will see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, much love. I'm Thomas J. Bellezza, and keep developing the right mindset.